Right before finals week, Chloe, the school's resident rich girl and prom queen, volunteered to help everyone blow off some steam. That night, the entire senior class showed up at the most exclusive club in the city. The only person Chloe didn't invite was me. But as I scrolled past the photos she flaunted on Instagram and Snapchat, I didn't shed a single tear. I put on my noise-canceling headphones and focused on my textbooks. In my last life, I had been the target. Back then, I saw Chloe's posts, rushed to the club out of concern, and walked straight into her confessing her feelings to my boyfriend. I swallowed my pride and tried to be the responsible one. I begged my classmates to go home and rest, to focus on the exams that would determine our futures. And what did I get in return? Pure hatred. So you can't have fun, so you won't let anyone else have fun either? It wasn't until I took photos and sent them to the parents' group chat that everyone was forced to go home. They all did well on their exams. They all got into top universities. And I was completely isolated. On the day my boyfriend Liam and I both received our acceptance letters, Chloe posted a farewell-style message on social media and was rushed to the hospital after taking medication she shouldn't have. That same night at the club, after I had interrupted her confession, she had gotten drunk and ended up alone during a party game. Someone filmed it, and the video spread. After Chloe recovered, Liam and the rest of the class lost their minds, determined to defend their fallen angel. They turned on me. What followed was a nightmare of intimidation, humiliation, and threats. My family was dragged into it. Lies were spread. My reputation was destroyed. Eventually, despair swallowed me whole. After I was gone, the class celebrated. Liam finally got together with Chloe. It was only after everything ended that I learned Chloe's true identity. And then I opened my eyes. I was back. Back to the night she offered to treat the whole class. This time, I decided to give them exactly what they wanted. Finals are practically here, Chloe said brightly. I know everyone's stressed out. So tonight is on me. Black card energy only. I'm taking you all to the hottest spot in town. Cheers erupted. Chloe was instantly surrounded like a celebrity, holding a platinum credit card high in the air. My hand froze on the classroom door handle. Inside, the voices grew louder. And whatever you do, don't tell Luna, someone said. She's such a buzzkill. She'll definitely snitch to the teachers or our parents. Laughter exploded. Chloe flipped her long hair, playing the role of the generous queen. That sentence hit me like a bucket of ice water. The scene was too familiar. I had already lived through this. Realizing where I was, I let go of the handle and stepped away from the door. I was reborn. The realization echoed in my head, making my whole body tremble, not from fear, but from excitement. In my last life, I hadn't heard this conversation clearly. Everyone had kept quiet. Even Liam. My boyfriend had only told me to go home early and rest. I thought he cared. Now I knew better. Luna's pretty, Liam said casually, but she's such a nerd. What can I do? I can't dump her right before finals. We're classmates. I can't be that cruel. Someone laughed. Guys, stop, Chloe said softly. Luna's desperate. These exams are her only way out. Of course she has to try so hard. Just like that, Chloe was the kind-hearted beauty, Liam was the gentle golden boy, and I was the obsessive joke. But Liam had forgotten one thing. He was the one who had pursued me for 3 months, begging me to say yes. I studied so hard because I promised my parents I'd earn valedictorian if they let me date him. Thinking about what was coming, my hands went cold. In a few hours, the class would be at the club. Chloe would accidentally forget to block me from her story. I would see it. She would confess to Liam in front of everyone. I would show up. Everything would spiral. It was all planned. Remembering the hell I'd lived through, I pulled out my phone and walked away from the classroom. In a quiet corner, I called my parents. Mom, I said calmly, finals are almost here. I want my private tutor to come tonight. No breaks. I need to study. This time, I wasn't going to stop them. While the whole class snuck out and gathered at their meeting point, I sat across from my tutor. While they raised glasses and cheered, I walked to a vase, dropped my phone into the water, and watched the screen flicker and die. A smile finally appeared on my face. All right, I said, turning back to my tutor. Let's get back to calculus. At the club, the bass thudded against the walls, syncing with adrenaline-filled heartbeats. Some students hesitated, staring at their drinks. Finals are on Monday, someone muttered. Is this really a good idea? Chloe laughed it off, clinging to Liam's arm, her designer dress shimmering under the lights. The whole class is here. Who's going to tell? Relax. The only person who ever complained wasn't invited. Encouraged, the hesitation faded. She's rich. It's just one night. We deserve it. Someone mentioned my name. Liam, already flushed, slammed his glass down. Don't bring her up, he sneered. I'm dumping her after tonight. Cheers erupted. Satisfied, Chloe snapped photos and posted them, making sure I could see. Liam drank more, letting Chloe hold his hand, looking completely content. She worked so hard just to stay in the top 10, he said smugly. I barely try and I'm number 1. She probably thinks we're going to the same college. He laughed. I applied somewhere she could never get into. She's not in my league. In my last life, I only learned those words after I was gone. This time, I didn't care where Liam went to college. I was lying comfortably on my sofa when my parents came home late that night. Seeing me awake, they looked surprised. I didn't waste time. Dad, I said calmly, I don't want to sponsor that scholarship student anymore, the one named Chloe. Cancel the secondary credit card I authorized for her. My father's expression didn't change at first. He just set his briefcase down, loosened his tie, and looked at me the way he did when a business partner tried to slip something past him, quiet, patient, waiting for the full story. The scholarship student? He repeated. Chloe. Yes, I said. The secondary card. The one that covers her school expenses. Cancel it tonight. Mom's eyes narrowed. Luna. Did something happen? I kept my voice even. I'm done funding someone who treats other people like props. Dad didn't press me for details. He didn't need to. He picked up his phone, walked to the kitchen, and made one call. Hi. It's Robert Vaughn. I need you to freeze the authorized user card ending in. Yes, immediately. Also remove the authorization entirely. Confirm by text. He hung up, came back, and nodded once. It's done. I exhaled like I'd been holding my breath for 2 lifetimes. Thank you, I said. Then I went back to my room and opened my laptop, not to study, at least not at first. I logged into my cloud account. My old phone, the one I'd stopped using after I upgraded, was charging in my desk drawer. Quietly, it had been backing up everything. Including the voice memo I'd started the moment I heard my name in that classroom. In my last life, I'd never thought to collect proof. I'd thought being right was enough. This time, I didn't need justice to be poetic. I needed it to be undeniable. At the club, Chloe learned what it felt like when the world didn't bend for her. Because the moment the server brought the check for the first round, bottle service, mixers, the whole theatrical spread, Chloe flashed her platinum card like a magician revealing the final trick. The server swiped it. Once. Twice. Then he paused, polite smile tightening at the corners. I'm sorry, he said. It's not going through. Chloe blinked like she hadn't heard him. That's impossible, she said lightly. Try again. The server did. Same result. Around them, the music thumped. Lights strobed. Everyone was laughing, until the laughter started to wobble. Liam leaned closer. Babe, what's going on? Chloe's cheeks stayed smooth, but her eyes sharpened, scanning the room like she was hunting for the one person responsible. And even though I wasn't there, she still found me. She grabbed her phone and snapped open her banking app, fingers shaking just enough to ruin the illusion. Then she shot Liam a look so sweet it could have rotted teeth. My card's acting weird, she said. Can you cover this round? I'll Venmo you. Liam hesitated. Not because he didn't have money. Because he didn't have Chloe's money. And for people like Liam, that mattered. The class waited, suddenly very aware of how expensive their one night was. Chloe forced a laugh. Come on. Don't be awkward. It's my treat. The server stood there, still polite, still firm. I can hold the table for 5 minutes, he said. Or I can close out what you've ordered so far. 5 minutes. That was all it took for the group to start turning on each other. Someone muttered, I told you we shouldn't come. Someone else said, it's probably Luna. She's petty. Chloe's head snapped up at that name, and her smile came back, perfect, practiced, lethal. Luna? She repeated, like the word tasted funny. Why would Luna have anything to do with my card? Liam's mouth tightened. He didn't answer. Because he already knew. He just didn't want to admit it out loud. Chloe leaned into him, voice low. Pay. Now. Or everyone's going to see who you really are. So Liam paid. Not for one round. For everything. And when the check hit his account like a punch, he did what insecure boys always do when they can't punch the real target. He got mean. He threw his arm around Chloe like he owned her and raised his glass. Tonight, he announced, loud enough for everyone to hear, we're done with nerd rules. No more studying. No more stress. No more Luna. The class cheered, grateful for a villain they could blame for their own choices. And Chloe smiled into the flashing lights. Because even with my family's card cancelled, she still had something else. A room full of people willing to ruin themselves if it meant they didn't have to admit they were wrong. At home, I slept. Not the shallow, jittery sleep of someone waiting for disaster. Real sleep. The kind I hadn't had in years. I woke up to sunlight and my tutor's calm voice and the smell of coffee downstairs. Good morning, Mom said as she slid a plate toward me. You're up early. I'm fine, I said, and meant it. Dad's phone buzzed once. He glanced at it, then looked up. Your school called, he said. My fork paused midair. Dad continued, tone still controlled. Something happened last night. A group of students ended up at a club. Several were taken to the hospital. Mom went still. Hospital? Dad nodded once. Alcohol-related. They're saying a lot of kids drank far more than they should have. I stared at my plate, suddenly very interested in the pattern of the ceramic. In my last life, this was where everything started to bend toward me like a weapon. This time, it didn't. Because I wasn't there. I didn't call anyone. I didn't chase anyone. I didn't beg anyone. I just let gravity do what gravity always does. It pulled the truth downward, hard. By noon, the whole town knew. Because when something goes wrong with kids from the best class, it doesn't stay private. Parents started filming outside the hospital. Local news stations showed up. The school posted a statement full of words like concerned and investigating and supporting our students. Then Chloe posted. Of course she did. A black screen. White text. A shaky, emotional apology video. Her mascara wasn't running, but she tilted her face like it had been. I never meant for anyone to get hurt, she whispered. I just wanted one happy memory before finals. The comments exploded with sympathy. Our angel didn't deserve this. People are so jealous of you. This is why kindness gets punished. Then she added the real hook. A second post. A name. Mine. Some people couldn't stand seeing others happy, she wrote. Some people would rather ruin everyone than let go of control. It was vague enough to sound mature. Specific enough to aim a mob. Within an hour, my inbox filled with messages from numbers I didn't recognize. You did this. Psychopath. Hope you're proud. Someone slid a note into our mailbox. Someone posted my photo with a caption that made my stomach turn. In my last life, this was when I broke. This time, I opened my laptop. And I smiled. Because Chloe had made the same mistake again. She'd assumed I was still the same girl. Still the girl who believed that if she stayed quiet, the truth would speak for itself. That evening, my mother came into my room with her own phone in her hand. Her jaw was tight in a way I recognized. That was her I'm done being polite face. They're trying to blame you, she said. I know, I replied. Mom sat on the edge of my bed. Tell me you didn't go. I didn't go, I said calmly. I stayed home. I studied. I had tutoring. Dad appeared in the doorway behind her, his voice quiet but sharp. The school is asking questions. Some parents are asking louder ones. I didn't flinch. I have proof, I said. Both of them went still. I turned my laptop toward them and clicked a folder. Inside were time-stamped backups. A voice recording from the classroom, Chloe's laugh, Liam's smug little speech, the way they talked about me like I was a chore. A second recording, the moment someone said, Don't tell Luna, she'll snitch. A screenshot, Dad's bank confirmation showing Chloe's authorized card was cancelled before the club charges went through. And the final piece, the part I'd saved for last. A message. From Chloe. Sent only to me. A private story. A clip from the club that night, posted like bait. And underneath it, one line. Too bad you're not here to ruin it this time. Mom stared at the screen. Dad's expression didn't change, but the air around him did. What do you want to do? He asked. I closed the laptop slowly. I want to do exactly what Chloe did, I said. Just better. The next day, Chloe went live. She couldn't help herself. She sat beside Liam in a hospital waiting room, both of them wrapped in sympathy like a blanket. Liam looked pale and exhausted, half hangover, half fear. Chloe looked fragile in the way rich girls learn to look fragile. She dabbed her eyes and said, I'm not here to accuse anyone. I just think people deserve to know the truth. Then she told her version of the story. That she didn't want to go out. That the class begged. That I had pressured people. That someone had used my family's card to buy alcohol. That she had tried to stop it. That she was being punished for being kind. She never said my name. She didn't need to. The comments did it for her. And right on schedule, a request popped up on the screen. A Join Live invitation. From my account. Chloe's eyes flickered with surprise. Then relief. She thought I was about to do what I did in my last life. Panic. Tears. Apology. Retreat. She accepted the request instantly. My face appeared on screen. No tears. No shaking. Just me, sitting at my desk, hair tied back, looking like I'd been studying. Because I had. Hi, I said, calmly. I'm Luna. The comments section erupted. Chloe clasped her hands. Luna, I'm going to play something, I said, cutting in gently. And then I'm going to ask you one question. Chloe's smile stiffened. Okay. I clicked play. The classroom audio came through first. Liam's voice, I can't dump her before finals. I'm not that cruel. Chloe's voice, Luna's desperate. These exams are her only way out. Laughter. Then the message Chloe sent me from the club. Too bad you're not here to ruin it this time. The live chat changed in real time. You could feel it, like a tide turning. Chloe blinked rapidly. That could be edited. I nodded once, like I'd been expecting that. So here's the bank confirmation, I said, holding my screen up. Your authorized card was removed before the first charge at the club. Chloe's lips parted. And here, I continued, is the timestamp on the story you sent me. You wanted me to see it. You wanted me to show up. Liam finally looked at Chloe like he was seeing her for the first time. Chloe, he whispered. I kept my voice steady. Here's my question, I said. If I wasn't there. If I didn't call anyone. If I didn't snitch. I leaned in slightly. Who did you need to blame so badly? Chloe's eyes darted. Luna, I swear. And one more thing, I added, still calm. You said you didn't want to go out. I clicked again. Another audio clip. Chloe's voice, bright as glitter. Black card energy only. I'm taking you all to the hottest spot in town. The silence after that was the kind that makes people nauseous. Chloe's face went white. Liam's mouth opened, then closed. The comment section stopped screaming and started asking questions. Real ones. And then, because Chloe couldn't survive a room where she wasn't the victim, she made her final, stupid move. She tried to cry harder. She tried to twist her mouth into tragedy. She tried to say, I'm the one who got hurt. But the internet has one rule. You can't sell innocent angel after you've been caught holding the match. The school launched an investigation. Not because they suddenly cared about truth. Because now the truth had witnesses. Parents demanded accountability. The district got involved. The club handed over its records. The Scholarship Foundation reviewed Chloe's file. And when my father submitted a formal report showing the secondary card had been for academic expenses, not nightclub tabs, the foundation started asking their own questions too. Chloe's true identity wasn't something glamorous. It was worse. She wasn't a rich girl at all. She was a scholarship student who'd built a fantasy online, designer clothes borrowed and returned, luxury bags posed in photos, black card energy funded by other people's generosity. She wasn't trying to be prom queen. She was trying to be untouchable. And in my last life, she succeeded, because she made sure I was the one who looked guilty. This time, she didn't have me. So she collapsed under her own weight. Liam didn't end up with Chloe. Not because he became noble. Because once the spotlight turned, he panicked like a coward and saved himself first. He posted a statement. He apologized. He said he was manipulated, he said he was young, he said he was learning. Chloe called him a traitor. Then she went offline. For a while, she tried to come back, different account, different tone, softer makeup, sadder captions. But people remembered. And the class? The class learned something they should have learned long before finals. That being smart doesn't make you immune to consequences. Some of them kept their college acceptances. Some didn't. Some had to retake exams. Some had to start over. And for the first time, none of that was my problem. On the morning of finals, I walked into school with my head up. Whispers followed me. But they weren't the same whispers. They weren't "look at her, she ruined everything." They were "she warned them." They were "she had proof." They were "she didn't even go." Liam tried to stop me in the hallway. "Luna," he said, voice thin. "Can we talk?" I looked at him the way you look at a movie you've already seen twice. "I already heard everything I needed to hear," I said. He swallowed. "I didn't mean it. I was drunk. I was stressed." "You were honest," I corrected softly. "That's the part you can't take back." His face crumpled. And I walked past him. Not fast. Not shaking. Just finished. That summer, my acceptance letter arrived. Not because I won against Chloe. Because I finally did what I should have done from the beginning. I chose myself. My parents took me out to dinner the night we celebrated. Dad raised his glass and said, "I'm proud of you." Mom reached across the table and squeezed my hand. "You didn't let them rewrite who you are," she whispered. I smiled. And for the first time, it didn't feel like revenge. It felt like freedom. Because in my last life, I fought to save people who hated me. In this life, I learned something simple and brutal. Some people don't want to be saved. They want a scapegoat. And this time, I refused to volunteer.